Hey, what's up there, Tour 904, day 15 in the big red van build? Well, I have to confess, it's actually day 16 in the big red van build, but we're going to talk about day 15. So if you look around the van and take a second to look around, you'll notice that nothing has changed since day 14. So some of you got to be asking me like, Dan, what'd you do on day 15? Did you just take a day off? I thought you tried to get this thing done in 60 days. No, I didn't take the day off, and I didn't physically get anything done in the van, but I got a lot done yesterday, and we're going to talk about that because I feel like when you're watching these videos, my videos and anybody else's videos when they're building a van, they're like, hey, today we're doing this, and these are the products we're using, and no. But there's days where you spend a plethora, at least I do. Let me hold off for a second. If you know me, and some of you that do know me that are watching this are going to laugh, I'm a huge researcher. I don't do anything without researching, reading about it. If I can find any kind of information on what I'm going to do or the product that I'm buying, I'm going to digest as much of that information as I can to make an educated decision. So it doesn't mean I'm indecisive, because certainly when I know what I want to do, I'm doing it for sure, but I like to be educated. So that being said, I spent yesterday the whole day, probably 10 hours yesterday on the computer, just researching products, because there's things that I still need to, there's products I still needed to buy for the van, okay? And to get this thing done in 60 days, some of these products everybody else wants as well. And because of COVID-19 and shipping and some stuff coming from overseas, things are on back order. So to get them in here, I've got to get them in order. I think I mentioned before, my Nature's Head toilet, I ordered 3 weeks ago, and it might still be another 3 weeks before I possibly get it. Hopefully we do get it. But if I waited to today to order it, I'd be 6 weeks later, and I'd be outside the window of what I want to do for getting the van done. So there was a couple things. I think if you noticed, the other day when I put the roof rack on, one of the reasons why I switched over to put the roof rack on is because I wanted to order my solar panels. And I didn't want to order those solar panels until I got the roof rack on, because I needed to know what my exact dimensions were up there. Because I think I stated before in my other video, I want to put a deck on the back side of the van that you can store stuff, kayaks, canoes, whatever you want to store up there, but also be a deck that you can climb up there with a chair and have an elevated position and just kind of chill out. So all my solar is going to be on the front half of the van, along with the max air fan. So I was trying to figure out, I literally went through, I've got a list right here. These are all, there's probably 12 different solar panels over here that I researched yesterday. Not only how many watts they were, what was the size, what's the voltage, the draw, all these things, because although you can use different solar panels, it's not recommended. It's recommended to use the same wattage and the same manufacturer, so that all the solar panels are the same, so that way they're not fighting off each other. If there's any variance there of wattage or voltage coming in from the solar panels, it can throw one further down the line, or whether it be in a series or in parallel. So I literally did Tetris yesterday on how many times I drew out the roof, took the panels that I was interested in, measured them out, and was like placing them on the roof on a piece of paper to try to figure out. Matter of fact, one down, I had it all figured out, came down here to double check, and I thought I had 66.5 inches wide in between the rails on the roof, and it only being 65.5 inches. So I had to scrap that whole thing and start over again. But I got them ordered yesterday. I've got 4 100-watt solar panels coming from Rich Solar. The other thing that I hadn't ordered yet was an inverter. And so I started looking at, I probably spent 2-3 hours yesterday on Amazon looking through each inverter, reading the reviews, reading, not only the positive reviews, but I go straight to the negative reviews. I want to know what people have had problems with. And I can usually tell within 2 or 3 negative reviews if it's just, maybe a 1 off or 2 off. But if I start seeing a trend there in those negative reviews, then I move on, because obviously there's a problem. And a lot of these things are coming out of China, so you don't know. Some of them are great, some of them are not so great. So you're gonna have to fish through that. I ended up going with a Renogy inverter, which is good because I'm using a Renogy MPPT DC to DC 50 amp controller, so they should work fine together. But I didn't just automatically go to that, because it's okay to switch up different manufacturers. Sometimes it's better. You look for the best price that goes along with the best quality that you can get. So, but then I had a lot of other little stuff I needed to order. Yeah, like I needed fuses. Like I needed a 70 amp fuse to go from the solar panels before it goes into the MPP charger. I needed an 80 amp fuse to go from the alternator back to the DC to DC controller. I need a 250 amp fuse somewhere else in the line. I can't remember where it goes, but I needed one, right? Matter of fact, if you're looking into solar for your van or any kind of solar, highly recommend this guy named Will Prowse. He's got a YouTube channel. He's got a web page and a book too. I think he's got on Amazon. Really good guy, great information. I'll put a link in the description so you can check it out. But I watch a lot of his stuff. He's got, I get a lot of information from him. Anyways, but then I needed little stuff like wire. I needed 2-gauge wire. I needed 4-gauge wire. I needed, terminal connectors. I needed a crimper for the really big, large battery terminals I hadn't picked up yet. Just a lot of little stuff. Bathroom door, a knotless door. I mean, if you look over here to the back, you'll see the shower pan for the bathroom. I've got that in here. The reason why I've got that in here yesterday is because I was trying to measure how much distance I felt like I was going to have from the bottom of the shower pan to the top of the roof, so I knew what size shower door to order. And then come to find out, when I ordered it, it might be the middle of May before that thing gets here. So it's a good thing I got it done yesterday. So it was yesterday was all about timing, getting some of these things ordered, getting them in the system. So hopefully they get here in time so I can install and get this van still done in 60 days. So anyways, just wanted to do a little video on that, because I don't think anyone ever really goes into how much research is done. I mean, I've got pages. There's some graphs I did with the roof, with different solar panels. Here's all the solar panels I looked up. Here's some more graphs that I did. There's a layout of the top of the bottom of the roof. It's just, and then I've got 2 other pages that I made notes when I was looking at the inverter. But that's it. That was day 15. It wasn't exciting. There wasn't a lot of stuff to see, but it's information that you need to know if you're going to go and try to build your own van. But today, which is, you'll see me dressed the same way because it's actually the beginning of day 16. I'm getting ready to go post this video now for yesterday. I believe I'm going to start putting the cabinets together, so you'll see that in the next video.